תראו את הוידאו הזה של הבחורה שמשתפת שהיא הייתה בתולת ים באטלנטיס.
Jews because back then, like the Lemurian energies were here from my understanding initially, before Atlantis, but very not too far apart. Okay. So the Lemurian energies were really like 6D and above, coming into 5D, a very high state, high consciousness continent and beings there. It was very peaceful, very loving. All of those energies that we talk about, kind of like that paradise, Eden type of energy, information that's seated on our planet that we have an awareness of. Okay. And then the Atlantis energies started out similar, but they started to explore in a more scientific, different type of way. And I'm not entirely sure about all the details, but I'll share it with you from the way that I understand. So they started to get into some very experimental types of things. They started to experiment with DNA. They started to experiment on other beings because it wasn't just only humans on our planet. There was a lot of magical beings like dragons and mermaids and those types of things that we hear about in all of the cultures. Those aren't just part of the cultures because of nothing. They all started because of some layers of truth within our planet. Exactly how, exactly all of the details, I am not 100% certain, but I can tell you that I personally have memories and experiences of these times. And so I'm just going to share with it from there. And I know probably many of you have had your own experiences or memories around these types of things. My theory always is, if it's helping, if it's supportive, if it's resonating with you, keep going. We don't necessarily need to micromanage all of the details. What's really most important is if it's supporting you and helping you heal, helping you understand yourself, and helping you work with and clear up more and more of your subconscious fields. Okay. So in the Atlantis energies, some of the biggest things that I'm aware of that I experienced was where they were running these types of experiments. And so back in October of 2020, I was guided to drive down from upstate New York down to the Florida Keys by myself. My higher self guided me that I was going to go work with the mermaids of Atlantis down in this area. I had no other awareness of this except for that it made me excited and I was all about it. And lo and behold, I drive down there. I get down to the Keys and I was exceedingly uncomfortable, which was very strange to me because I love the ocean. I thought this was going to be like the trip of a lifetime for me going by myself. Through a series of events, a friend expressed, maybe you should get a QHHT session. And again, it all kind of started to play a part. There was a woman literally in the Florida Keys that offers QHHT. I messaged her and she got back to me and made space for me to see her. And come to find out, many people go to visit her knowingly or unknowingly because she lives in the Keys, but has specifically worked with many who have memories of Atlantis, being mermaids in Atlantis in that area. Okay. Yeah. So before I get to her, I have like 4 or 5 days that I'm there in the Keys. I'm exceedingly uncomfortable to the point almost like I'm feeling these energies of feeling like kidnapped and like I'm not safe and uncomfortable. And there was even one part of the highway in between some of the islands that I would ride on. And every time I drove over it, I was bawling. I called one of my friends and was like, I don't feel safe. I want to come home. I was kind of freaking out, full blown. And I didn't have any full idea why yet. Fast forward a few days, I get to my session. We go into the QHHT. Thank goodness I'm so grateful that I had her support. And I started having memories of being experimented on in labs where they were really they were extracting the eggs and the creation energy from the mermaids, because the mermaid energies are the ones who seeded the planet. They seeded the water. They helped support seeding creation energies on Earth, part of the beings. Okay. So roll with me, because I'm also going to guess there's probably some of you here right now that are going to resonate with this. I was kind of blown away, but after the session, the woman explained to me that she knew that was why I called her, and that's why she was able to get me in so quickly. The fact that I drove 1,500 miles knowingly that I needed to go do the session. It also turned out that the area we were sitting on, where her house and her office is literally right where they actually did the experimentation, which explained why I was so highly emotional. I was actually having the soul memories drummed up in my system, even though I had no wherewithal of what or where that was coming from. Okay. So if I'm sharing that because in case you ever have memories or reactions or emotions that are just unexplainable, it could very well be past life core soul wound memories, or like I said, DNA ancestral memories.